Hello, friends. Welcome in the second episode. Now, last day I thought about literature and some text. The big question I thought was, why should I read a text? What is the key reason for my reading? Why should I waste my time here? That's a big question. And that thinking was significant, and that is why I got also an answer, and that answer inspired me to uh, to make this video. Number one thing is that today I will be your facilitator. Number one, I may not be your teacher, I may not be your tutor, I may not train you, but I will facilitate you. One thing. Second aspect I would like to discuss today is the question. The question is, why should I read a text? A literary text, fiction, non-fiction, poetry, play. Okay. So my reply I thought of was that I read a text keeping in mind its unique features. So today let us go to this world of associations. Let me lead to the world of associations. And last day we have talked about networking. Last day we have talked about association, making association, and means connecting two works, connecting two authors, connecting theme with the theme, or theme with the author, theme with the, you can say, past, with a view to understand, with a view to memorize, with a view to remember 2, 3, 4, 5 texts. So today, association is there. That's good. But a unique kind of association is here. Now let me go to the question. Why should I read a text? I read a text because it has something unique. Maybe theme, maybe character, maybe narrative style. Okay. So why is my big question? And I today I will associate this issue, right, with the reason. So unique. So sometimes we are attracted towards some works. And why the question? Because these works attract us, the writers attract us, they are positive. Works are positive yet negative. They are negative yet positive. Right? So the aspect means what are they depicting? They're depicting the theme which is positive or negative, or it is negatively positive, or it is positively negative. So they anticipate something, some word, some aspect of life which is in a way positive, but it may have some drastic, terrific, miserable, or you can say tragic consequences, outputs. So today I will talk on some of the works in literature. They are unique because in them the writer anticipates, or you can say predict the world, and this word is very positive, it's a very developed word, and yet it is questionable, or it is you can say it is a word in which you don't want to live, right? So let us talk about, and that lead me, or that led me to the idea of utopia. So let us talk about utopia. When we understand or when we think about utopia, we have Plato, the Republic, and we have that issue that why Plato opposed poetry. So during our first or second year of BA, right, we have dealt with this question why Plato opposed poetry. So Plato opposed poetry because Plato thought that poetry is a copy of copy, imitation of imitation. It is, you can say, thrice copy, and it is removed from reality. And a poet is possessed, and you can say he is divinely obsessed or divinely possessed with something, some mysterious kind of power, some mysterious kind of, you can say, mysticism is there, right, in poet. And this person who is mysteriously possessed, or you can say divinely spiritually possessed, and in this kind of situation condition, right, obsessed condition, he writes poetry. And that is why poetry is not rational, poetry is not reliable. That is why poetry lacks some what called logicality, reliability, and poetry lacks, you can say, authenticity. And that is why Plato, in his utopian work, in his utopian work, he opposes poets, and he banishes them, that you should not come into, or you are not welcome in my utopian world, republic. So Plato wrote Republic, and in that Republic he opposed poets, writers, saying that you are divinely possessed people. And what you write copy of the copy of the copy. There is one idea, and that idea is divine idea, and from divine idea God made us, and we are human beings, we are copy of that idea. And then you write about us, you write about humans are copy of the idea. And when you write about us, it's a copy, so copy of the copy of the copy. See, right? And that is why you are, what you are writing is not authentic, what you are writing is not reliable, what you are writing is not logical, and that is why it's mysterious. And that is why you try to incite those human desires which are, or which cannot be acceptable in good society, and at least not in my republic. And that is why in utopian work Republic, he opposes poets. Okay, that's Plato. Now Thomas More, he has also here also written utopia. Think about it. Now from utopian we have dystopia, or from utopia you have dystopia. Dystopia is a word, utopia is a word, an ideal word where everyone desires to live, where there is something called a kind of Ram Rajya, a kind of ideal society where everyone is following rules, laws, everyone is happy, there is equality and all. Right? It's a dream world, human dream world. For example, human conception of a good world where you are happy, you are satisfied, your dreams are fulfilled, your expectations are okay, or you can say fulfilled, and everyone is happy, everyone is equal, everyone is prosperous, everyone gets free education and all. Okay, so it's utopian. But from there you have a word called, you can say opposite word called dystopia. Dystopia is a word, or dystopia suggests, or it implies a word where you don't want to live. So dystopian word is a word which is not Ram Rajya, and which is not desired by human beings. So it may be amazing, it may be awesome, it may be alluring, it may be you can say exciting and inciting, unique, positive, happy word, but miraculous word, but technologically advanced word, but it may have, you can say, some miserable kind of conditions, some terrific kind of horrible things are there, right? So if I call utopia is a heaven, then dystopia is a hell. So a hellish kind of environment, a hellish kind of conditions are there. So that's why in dystopia no one wants to live. But yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah, it's exciting. Okay, what is there in the hell? Okay, so let me also remind the famous statement made by Milton in the Paradise Lost, that I would like to reign in the hell than to serve in heaven. Okay, please read about him. Milton, Paradise Lost. I would like to reign, means rule, dominate over hell, but I don't want to serve in heaven. That is, I think, told by Satan, if I am not wrong. Okay, so dystopia writers also experimented with dystopias, and that is why in their imagination or in their imaginative world they have created dystopia. Now who are they? Number one is Brave New World by Aldous Huxley. Okay, let me also give you the year. Okay, the year is mentioned 2540, right? So in I think 2540, right? It is the year, right? So in this year, the writer sets the narrative in the year 2540, and he talks about Brave New World. So this Brave New World, what is it, right? But it is a dystopian novel. It is a dystopian novel, and you have to think about, or you have to read about the theme, right? So from there we have Mary Shelley, and Mary Shelley has written a work that is called Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. So in Frankenstein, the subtitle, let me also in net or in set, sometime uh, they ask about what is the subtitle of this poem, or what is the subtitle of this work or this novel. So the subtitle is the modern Prometheus. The modern Prometheus. So modern Prometheus. See the word Prometheus. Who was Prometheus? Prometheus was, I think, a Greek god, and he was a titan, and he provided fire to humans. He provided fire to humans. So in Greek mythology, he is a god, right, who provided fire, Fire, to humans. So Frankenstein, and the story is about Victor, a scientist. Okay, you can read it. So Frankenstein, dystopian work. Okay, so dystopian work, Frankenstein, Mary Shelley. Then we move to George Orwell's 1984, and in that novel, 1984, the writer talks about totalitarian society, or totalitarian world, where we have Big Brother, and he is making surveillance to all. Everyone is surveillanced, everyone is watched over, means no one is free. And if you do something which is in opposition with the ideas and ideologies and ideals of the Big Brother, you are punished. Now, Atwood's Handmaid's Tale is also a dystopian work. You must read about it. Then let me move on. Kazuo Ishiguro, a Japanese writer, or you can say UK-based Japanese writer, and he has written two novels. Never Let Me Go, Lara and the Sun. In Never Let Me Go, he talks about clones, and there are three characters, Kathy, Ruth, and Tom, right? And in that novel, he talks about, or he describes boarding school, and in that boarding school, the name of the school is Helsham, and in that school, some clones are raised, and ironically, they are called donors, and there is something called organ transplantation operation. In that novel, means the writer describes a kind of loot of the organs, and that loot is ironically described as donations. Right now, Kathy is carer and she has to manage all these donors, and how she is raised, how the high school was, you can say, an ideal place for them, and they are instructed by the teachers not to go outside the high school, and how Hailsham is a dystopian place is described in Kazu Ishiguro's novel Never Let Me Go. Let me also make you aware that Ishiguro has also won the Nobel Prize, right? So he is also a Nobel Prize winner. Now his latest work is Lara and the Sun, in which we have an artificial friend. We have a kind of humanoid, right? Android humanoid, right? So in Lara and the Sun, he has described artificiality, and how an artificial person can be your friend, or what should be the relationship between individual and artificial. So the writer leads us to the world of artificiality, artificial intelligence, right? And in artificial intelligent world, how will be the relationship of human being with somewhat called his creation or her creation, and that creation is machine. How we will deal with, how we will communicate with, how we will share our relationship with machines, or you can say the persons or robots who are artificially made, right? So he talks about a dystopian world of artificial intelligence in his latest novel Lara and the Sun. Recently, a non-fiction work I would like to refer to you, and it's good to read, and that is by Harari, right? And that is Nexus. And in Nexus, the writer is a historian, is a philosopher, and he's considered to be, you can say, postmodern historian, and he's also professor. And he talks about how the world would be after the intrusion, or you can say imposition, or you can say the entry of humanoids and artificial machines. So how would we miss how we will manage our interaction, our communication, and our relationship with the machines? So you must, I think, read the text Nexus. So I am also reading, and after my reading, I can tell you something more. Okay, thank you so much. I think I'm happy with your communications, and please comment, please share, please find out my faults too. I am happy, right? So please tell me something more, and please write, please enlighten us, right? So comment, share, and subscribe, so that you can find some notifications, and that will also of course inspire me to work in this night. Okay, thank you.